presents Pinstripes and Poltergeists.
This is Gary Butterfield.
This is Cole Ross.
And welcome to the end of season 4.5. What the?
That man is too big.
Ghost? Ghost Dad? Oh, yeah. Ghost Dad I forgot Ghost Dad got canceled.
Oh, he did. Ghost Friend.
Yeah. Ghost Dad's no good.
No.
Yeah. We're here at an episode that if I did not know it was the 4.5 season finale, it would not feel like one.
Nope.
It's a real weird episode. Like it's not bad by any means, but boy, is this a weird one.
It's quite strange. It's a real. It feels like like an administrative break almost.
Yes.
Like, all right, okay, we need to get these pieces back in place. We need to re-explain some stuff. We need to introduce a couple of new things that are going to pay off later. Don't worry.
It is a lot of little like set dressing.
Yeah.
As an episode, and weirdly lower than I remember on laughs.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are several like running joke things in this that don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
That ended up making this like this is one. Like I like some of the character stuff that happens in this, and I like what it's setting up.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get all kinds of good Sphinx stuff. Never gonna be mad at shore leave.
No,
but there's like. The jokes don't go anywhere, but then there are just like fun line deliveries.
Yes,
that are good.
It's a good.
It ends up being just a very weird episode.
Get the one of my favorite bits with 21 and 24.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You get the Sphinx.
Mm-hmm.
The intruder at the main gates. The Sphinx has spoken. Yeah. I think about that all the time.
Yeah. How much you asking for that watch? Because ours is really creepy.
Yeah, panning over this gigantic, like a literal Sphinx that's inside the hangar. Very funny.
Very good.
And then you get weird stuff like the cigar joke that doesn't go anywhere.
Yep.
In my mind, I had invented a reason.
Oh, just
that.
Like it was a hint or something,
Yeah, Monstroso is going to poison him or something.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, oh, when's that plot going to come into? Nope. No. The last time we see Monstroso is him standing up, not doing anything.
Yeah, no.
Before credits. Fucking weirdo episode, man.
Oh, man. It is functional.
Yes, very functional.
Yeah.
This is a Doc Hammer episode, as we mentioned before. This originally aired on December 13th, 2009. And these are the big bits of set dressing we're getting. Monstroso.
Yep.
He's around. He's going to be a villain for a while.
Yeah, kind of introduced as the new big threat. It's been a minute since we've had one of those. Last one we really had was Phantom Limb, Mm-hmm. But that was a couple of seasons ago, and Monstroso is continuing the trend of somebody is mentioned as a joke in season 1, and then they come in as a fully fleshed out character. The idea being that he was so big that yes, Dr. Girlfriend was sitting on his lap, but there were like 5 other girls there.
Yeah. He's huge. And instead he's basically, they wanted him to be bigger than he ended up.
Yes.
Here. And they also originally had ideas for him being, having some monsterism in his appearance. Mm-hmm. It turns out he's kind of the kingpin by way of Anton LaVey.
Yes.
Yeah. I like little devil hat.
I like his cute little devil hood, and just all of his
very funny.
All of his law associates with the bags they put over their head.
Very, very good.
Yeah, but they're doing a Wilson Fisk Kingpin kind of thing with him, except obviously to the absurd. But he will be a primary villain for the back half of season 4. And here, if there is anything going on with him besides just having a deep voice and being big, he is standing athwart the Monarch, who has gone to him for help, but because he is a legitimate businessman and a lawyer, he does everything primarily through paperwork. In contrast to the Monarch, who is all about the show.
And the frustrating thing about that to me is that we've seen that before.
Yes.
Like Dr. Girlfriend or somebody coming in and introducing an administrative wrinkle.
Yes.
Way to attack. the Ventures and the Monarch being unsatisfied with that is a plot that Doc Hammer's done like 3 times now.
Yep.
It just keeps happening, you know, but it's hard to be mad at it in this one because the episode's not really about that. Like,
no.
Again, there's not a whole lot that happens in this other than set dressing.
Yeah.
The big set dressing thing, the bigger thing than Monstroso is bringing back Brock.
Right.
And introducing Sphinx.
Sphinx.
So this has its own theme song. Doc Hammer's band Weep did this. And Sphinx is going to be a major part of the show for a little while, which I appreciate. Like, I like Sphinx.
Yeah. I like it as a counterpart to the OSI that has more flair. We are divorced from all of the from all of their bureaucracy and brought in with these rogue elements who aren't afraid to do stuff, you know. And I like that Brock and Sphinx were just there the whole time. And again, the compound is so large and unused, and Rusty doesn't, you know, he is so neglectful that they can just be there and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he does not care.
Yep.
This is, you know, as we mentioned, this is when they decided they needed a break. And in the book, they talk about how this allowed them to kind of reevaluate where they're going. There's a very long and kind of confusing passage from Jackson talking about how it started out exploratory and they liked some of the stuff they found, but then they didn't like it or wasn't enough there. I don't know how much that comes through in the 2 halves of the season. They feel fairly equal to me, personally.
If I didn't
winners
know
and losers on both sides.
If I didn't know that the split was because of burnout, I would have just assumed that it was that it was either a money or a production issue. You know, based on just the quality of what's put there.
Yep. Yeah. Let's get into it. There's a lot to like. It's just you know, it's a weird thing where, like, if I'm judging on the Venture Brothers curve, this is like a C episode.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. You know, if I'm judging on other TV, though, it's still real fun, and there are a lot of little bits that you'll live rent free in my head. Yeah. So, and we get 21 and 24 back. As other bit of set dressing.
As in this cold open here, we got 21 in his bunk talking to 24's ghost. You know, he's not just talking to the skull, at least that we can see. And they're just like asking questions, really. You know, like, what's it like being dead? You know, and 24 is like, oh, it's all different. Ask me anything. You know, what's the meaning of life? And I love all of the the gravitas that 24 puts into random things, accompanied by the like the preverb and the big echo, the color 12, and he's just fucking with them.
It's very cute, and the ambiguity as to whether he's still, you know, he's actually there, is very good. You know, learning, you know, everything, you know, he's like, is the soul real? You know, this everything has a soul. He's like, oh, so I should become a vegetarian. He's like, no, you know, everything has a soul if it was living. Spinach has a soul. You can't really win. Yeah. Except babies, which don't get a soul until they're a year old, you know, for the whole pro-choice thing, which seems about right. Babies start showing personality around then. You know?
Yeah. You know, but just calls them, for a whole year, they're just little pooping, screaming things of flesh.
Yep. Just basically my attitude towards babies.
Ghastly. But also I'm generally a fan of, you know, even spinach has souls. He goes back to the Achewood comic. Philippe asked Theodore, you know, did trees hurt when we cut them down? Theodore's answer is yes, but in a way that is really hard to care about.
Yeah. Yep. Or the old Saturday Night Live thing, like, if the trees screamed, would we still cut them down? Well, maybe if they screamed all the time for no reason.
God, Jack Handy is so good. Foundational
those
shit.
Are very good. You know, so we find out, you know, basically the implication is this whole time that 21 has been talking to the skull, he's actually really been talking to the ghost of 24. This is the big reveal here. And the reason why 24 is around is because he can only haunt things he's close to. He had a choice between 21, the cocoon, which blows up all the time, and his middle school girlfriend who doesn't like him anymore.
Doesn't like me in that way.
The Monarch comes in, and there's a little bit of like, I don't know why 21 is still hiding. I feel like 21 is genre savvy enough, to not respond to 24. during this stuff. But I do like 24 fucking with him.
Oh yeah,
just like, he has a crush on your girlfriend, your wife. Look in the folder named Special Software. I love Incognito folder.
Oh yeah, tax stuff.
We used. Yeah, tax stuff. Tax stuff is real good. In my old job, when I worked for the copier program at Northern Illinois University, me and my assistant used to keep a spreadsheet of like incidents of student employees who fucked up. So we'd have like a paper trail.
Okay.
In case we ever had to do disciplinary action. And we, it was like, there's a chance it'll be on this computer because they'd use that computer as well. But me and my friend were dipshits. So we named the spreadsheet Staples and a folder marked Staples. And not, I get that that's the name of a company, but the idea was just that's where we keep track of all our files regarding Staples. We're just trying to be very boring.
Yeah. How much we order them, when we order them, when we need to order them next, what they cost.
Likes, dislikes, do's and don'ts, wills and won'ts. When it comes to Staples.
Oh man, tax stuff isn't mine, but that is a classic.
That is a classic. The idea is the Monarch saying like, hey, you should have been ready. We got to get going. Yeah, we're going to go make villain history. We don't know what that is yet. We cut over to our title sequence, which is actually a special one for Sphinx. Real cool, with Shore Leave and Brock on a mission on a shadow run.
Yep, just in the middle of the action, Brock. It was very important that they not imply Brock wasn't doing cool shit. They wanted it to be that he was on good missions all the time. They just chose not to show them to us.
Yeah, we get the kind of cliche joke now about like the fingerprint scanner. Just taking the dismembered head or hand for it.
I like that joke is tired. I still laughed at the backup key, which was the head for the retina scanner. They just throw it away.
Yeah, he's the cruelty. I like the casual cruelty.
Yeah.
In the first of like weird Doc Hammer jokes that don't go anywhere, this weird what feels like 20 minutes we spend with Shirley talking about stink bombs. Here, this guy Shumpmaker is making a stink bomb, and Brock is like, "Why do we care about this?" And he's saying like, gunpowder, sulfur, dangerous things smell bad. Some of the primal smells. This is making a deadly stink bomb, like a fart. You ever smell a fart? And it just goes on for fucking ever. There are no jokes
in the in the commentary. Doc says, "I way over researched this." And it's like, okay, step one's identifying it. Step two is getting the smell out. It doesn't help if you know you did it.
It would be a good thing to not animate it.
Yeah.
Like you did all that research and it's like, is it a sunk cost thing? Where you're like, well, I Googled a lot. Got to send this over to Korea to turn it into an animated scene.
Yeah.
It's real weird. It does not go anywhere.
Yeah.
But I do like the action scene here, and I like it when Doc does the action because he very rarely does it.
Yes.
Where they have their little 1-2 punch that they have planned.
Yeah.
Where Shore Leave will go in and then Brock will do backup.
Yeah. Shore Leave goes in and does, shtick like, oh, I thought this was the bathroom. What with that tangy odor and whatnot. And then they've got the jump on him, right? Dr. Shumpmaker draws his gun, pointed at him like, oh, so you're just going to talk to me and you're going to make me not want to pull this trigger, right? Then Brock jumps down and then breaks his arm and basically ties it like a bow tie until the gun is pointed at his own head.
It's real brutal.
Yeah.
He also lands on both of the henchmen who are putting guns and stabs them through the head at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like a flash and you miss it, but it's real quick.
He does it's an Ezio Auditore takedown.
Yes.
Yeah.
The idea here, he also explains that Sphinx goes after villains who don't play by the rules. He's like, you're doing this because I don't have a costume. He's like, no, it's not because you don't have a costume.
Yeah.
It's because there are channels for this.
Yes.
The Monarch, Dr. and Mrs. the Monarch and 21 are in their flying car going to Monstroso's lair in New York. Again, there's some bit about parking. When they get in, the henchmen put on their Cobra Commander veils. And they're again running joke number 2 that doesn't fucking work is during this whole thing he keeps offering him a cigar.
Yeah.
And I don't what is going on here?
I don't know.
How did that get put to page and then animated?
Yeah. It's like, Monstroso loves to smoke, and because he's so big, maybe regular cigars are just nothing to him. So he just thinks, yeah, here you go. Just have a cigar.
Well, he keeps saying no, and he's not like, I thought, okay, the idea is he's not listening to the Monarch, but he responds the way he's saying otherwise.
Yeah.
And the first bit little makes sense where he's like, cigar, and he's like, I don't smoke. And he's like, well, I do, and lights up a cigar. That's kind of a power move because, I'm sure I've said this on the network before. Cigars fucking foul.
Yep.
Like if you're not smoking one, being in a room where they are being smoked is death.
Being in a building where they're being smoked. Yeah.
Yeah, the horrible scent. They should be illegal. Like I fucking hate them. They're disgusting.
Yep.
And they impact people who are not you.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are not. It is not your choice. You're impacting everyone around you.
Yeah. Yeah. Just to smoke those under a chemical hood in a lab. Yeah.
Yeah. Go out to the desert.
Yeah.
Do your smoking there in the red tent.
Yes, but they're
marble red tent. Do your smoking there.
But they're gonna be working together to destroy Venture at some point. Was there a story beat where Monarch was put back on Venture duty?
It's because of the stuff he could venture, or he could hench Venture because of the stuff with going up against Jonas.
Oh yeah, so direct relatives are in play. There we go.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah, but that was last season,
right?
So he's just been henching him since then, like the beginning of the therapy episode where he's got him on the marionette and stuff.
Yes. Okay.
Keep saying henching and yeah, I keep messing it up. But
you're distracted. This is the first time we see 21's tattoo, his belly tattoo, hench for life. But
big gangster font.
But the Monarch's plan, he wants to cover the compound in sugar, so that the family is devoured by ants and they can't remember what the other ones are, but it's chiggers.
Not
so
a fun word to say.
No, it's a real dicey, that one.
And then again, I just, the Monarch is too stupid in this.
Yes,
like he just keeps putting forth these plans. Like, does he know nothing about Monstroso? You know, why did he go to Monstroso in the first place if his plans are all these dumb super science things when this is the guild lawyer?
Right.
You know, why would he think Monstroso would go in for this?
Yeah, no, Monstroso is going to jam him up. He's not going to slather him with jam, you know? Yeah,
exactly. And I feel like the Monarch should know this, or, Dr. Girlfriend should have told him.
Yeah.
Just characters acting stupid.
Mm-hmm. So it's been too long since Doc Hammer has written the Monarch, I think. He just really was backseated for the first half there.
Yeah, that could definitely be it.
Yeah.
Monstroso wants to know what's in it for Monstroso. Because he could just take out Venture himself. And this is a power play. And I like this little bit of 24, like the ambiguity here. 24's ghost tells 21, the different, he's got a gun, he's got an ether-soaked hanky. These are things that he could have noticed.
Yeah.
That could have been in the corner of his vision. That he and this is, later he's like, no, I just get you to trust your own intuition.
Yeah.
Which is a cool little beat.
I like that. I also, again, 21's rise into competence while still being vulnerable and funny makes him into a great character. But he did the total badass. He's right. He takes out one of them and just snags the other one and takes away his hanky. That one just had snot on it, but the other one had ether on it. So, yeah.
So, but this is power play stuff.
Yeah,
this is some dick wagging, and he's like, okay, we'll do it legit, even though Monstroso still has an ace up his sleeve, as we'll find out.
Oh, of course,
because the Monarch acts like a fucking idiot in this episode.
He does. He signs stuff without reading it.
Stupider than he's been. We get a little bit of shtick here with hatred. It's really the only hatred stuff in the episode.
Yeah.
Rusty on his instant messenger. That's a very funny Rusty touch. Like everyone just uses the computer and just uses the account.
See, I gotta check my email, but he's being ironed by little boy Pink, and he's inadvertently like responding to him the way that he wants. It's like, yes, I should give you a spanking.
Yeah, this, and hatred be like, oh Doc, all these guys are like 35. It's not that.
Yeah, just
this little playroom.
Sublimating those desires and such. Rusty is here to check his email because the Commodore 64 gets a little glitchy when you plug the Cradle modem into it. The commitment on this high-tech super science compound to just like early 80s technology is very, to me.
I love a Cradle modem. And there's a little bit of them falling for, Rusty's like, ooh, hot singles in my area.
Yeah.
They want me. And Hatred, they're talking about them falling for scams because they're idiots. Like, just kind of some shtick until Rusty gets an email where his company is getting, hit for zoning violations.
Yeah.
The compound was zoned for do-gooding, the care and upkeep of American righteousness and active defense of our civil needs. So 3/4 of the estate needs to be used for that, or it's going to be handed over to the Monstroso's corporation here.
Yeah.
So this is, I like this idea of getting at them through bureaucracy this way. And he starts talking about what he has to start doing.
Yeah.
There's a family living in the missile silo, some meth cooks in the propulsion lab. That's not do-gooding.
Yeah. And he's just disappointed because those meth cooks always paid their rent on time.
They make money.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh man, making bank. You got to keep it in a storage unit. Yeah. So that's gonna set up his motivation. And we cut over to Brock and Shore Leave. They were at the stink bomb factory, so they're covered in stink, and that's gonna be a running thing throughout the episode. But they're taking a tomato bath, trying to get rid of the sulfur stink. I like in the commentary they call it a Brady Bunch special.
Yeah. I only know about that from TV. I've never known a real person who took a bath in tomato juice.
Yeah. Neither have I. It seems like it would be like a real SOB to get out of your tub.
It feels like a good way to smell like a different kind of stink.
It sounds like it just covers it up to me. You know?
Like, it's like I always smells like V8. And like that is better than skunk.
Yeah. But it's also a particular kind of guy. Guy who drinks way too much V8.
The V8 guy. Yeah. Like and like a lot of it. Like a 32 ouncer.
Yeah.
He just does big gulps of it.
It's just coming out of his pores. Yeah.
Yeah. How much V8 do you think you could drink in a sitting if you had to?
I fucking hate tomato juice, man. I can't drink V8. Yeah.
In this scenario, I'm 7ing you. Like how much your sin is not liking V8. How much could you drink in a sitting?
So what is it? Like the gallon of milk is only, I forget. The gallon of milk isn't so much a problem because of the stomach capacity. It's because there is some enzyme in the milk or something like that it slows down your body's ability to like process it and get it out of the stomach. I figure if you gave me a gallon of V8, I probably wouldn't be I probably wouldn't be having a good time. The problem is I would just throw it up. The thing with the SpaghettiOs, like it stuffed him, and he still had to kick the guy in the side in order to kill him.
Yeah. Weird thing about the SpaghettiOs is he's not giving him SpaghettiOs; he was making him pasta. Like no joke, he has like pasta sauce and noodles up there, like he's cooking him a meal. It's real. It's very caring for him.
Send you to heaven until I send you to hell.
Before I send you to hell. Anywho, V8's pretty foul.
Yeah, I've never don't like a Bloody Mary. I just don't like tomato juice.
No, I can do a Bloody Mary in the right circumstance.
Yeah, if there's a Bloody Mary available, there's also a screwdriver available, and that is my day drunk drink, I guess.
That's your acidy,
like
high acid booze drink.
Yep.
You want to get acid reflux and be drunk?
Oh yeah, just be fucking miserable by 10:30. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Hunter comes in while they're doing this, yelling at Shoreline for ripping his uniforms. He says Betsy Ross doesn't work here. Like he has to sew them, which is very funny. And I love this Brock. Like he does it on purpose. He does it on purpose because it looks cool. They get a message with Monstroso about to take over the Venture compound, and Hunter doesn't want to say it in front of Brock, so the guy pretends to have Tourette syndrome.
Yeah.
A very childlike understanding of Tourette syndrome.
Yes.
Which oftentimes is not saying pickled penis over and over, but that is a real anecdote. Doc Hammer's life about or an anecdote about a TV show he saw about a guy who said pickled penis as his tip.
Yeah. No, Tourette's is different from I guess corporalia. I think is what that's called.
Well, it's squares and rectangles.
Yeah.
Like necessary but not sufficient.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Mostly Tourette's is twitching and stuff, right?
Yeah, the one dude who I know in real life who had Tourette's did that. Mm-hmm. That was his twitch.
With that sound,
so,
yeah,
okay, did it sharply inhaled, like he was trying to pull up a snot.
You know? That I mean, that sounds like it'd be rough.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I imagine you had to, like, your nasal spray budget would be through the roof because you get real raw back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hunter doesn't want Brock to know that the Venture compound's about to be taken over. I don't know why. It seems like Brock could be able to solve this problem pretty quick.
Yeah. There's something I'm noticing as I go through where there's like doc episodes where characters don't act like they make sense. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it feels very specific to his writing where he gets really hyper fixated on certain details and then does broad strokes for like character motivations and stuff.
Yeah.
Because this episode ends with him saying like, yeah, we're going to take out Monstroso. Like the thing that Hunter doesn't want to have happen is what happens.
Yeah.
Because Doc stumbles upon them. And I get that Hunter doesn't want to like interrupt their real work, but he doesn't seem that upset about it when it happens. You know, it's a weird thing.
Yeah,
I mean, very weird.
You know, it would just take a line like Monstroso's go. We can't touch guild. Okay,
totally, exactly. Like, listen, you know, and then a little character moment, right? Like, cut out some of the cigar and fart business and the stuff with the door handle later.
Yeah,
and do just have Brock jumps out of the tomato bath. You would get the black bar for his dick. Shore Leave makes a funny comment. Hunter comes over and has to talk him down and be like, no, we're doing the real work now.
Yeah.
You know, these costumed dinglings don't really concern us because we're saving lives.
Yeah.
Like it feels like it writes itself to me. It's very frustrating.
Someone as dumb as me could come up with it. You know, it's
yeah. We're fucking idiots. Did you hear the V8 thing? I just started trying to 7 coal with V8. It's good for you. Like I don't. It's a health drink. God, like I don't.
My brother had a friend. My brother had a friend. It was kind of an ox kind of guy. You know, if I call somebody an ox, you know,
like ox from Grandpa's unit.
Yeah,
Thungteen is an agreement.
Yeah, like more like just not so much like a big dummy, but it was like that. But like every day, like his snack or his lunch or whatever, he would drink a V8 at the same time that he ate like a little fun pack of Oreos. It was the most vile thing. Can you imagine a more profane synthesis? A more profane synthesis than V8 and Oreos, Gary?
Did he put a hood over his face to hide it from God? Like you need to Orderland that shit.
Yeah. No, he did it. He did it with abandon, with aplomb.
Oh my God, that's real gross. I had a roommate when I was college age. He used to eat for lunch every day a can of tuna straight, nothing else, just tuna with a fork.
It was on that protein. I knew
really
people
grossed me out.
Knew people who did that. I worked next to somebody at the studio where I worked, who occasionally would go. They had little peanut butter cups, like not like Reese's, but like little things of peanut butter, and then they had packets of mayo, and he would mix them together and eat that with a spoon.
That's the origin of your mayo hatred.
That happened when I was like 29. I hated mayo well before that.
Well, time's a flat circle, though.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
it's possible your past self saw it as well.
Yeah. I don't like mayo or peanut butter. So
you don't like peanut butter?
No, I don't.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, don't like ranch dressing either. Yeah.
Well, ranch dressing is fine. I've met people who don't like the creamy condiments. I've never met anyone in my life who doesn't like peanut butter who isn't allergic.
Don't care for it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of jelly sandwiches as a kid.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what no protein for me, please.
I just get protein elsewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I meant in the sandwich.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We cut over after this bit where the Monarch and the henchmen are hanging around being very bored because, the Monarch did this to himself without thinking.
Right.
And now he's like, being super mad. Dr. and Mrs. the Monarch is like, think about it. He's a lawyer, and a supervillain. Like, this is how he does it. That's like a shark with a grenade launcher on his head. Okay. But again, everyone's being stupid here. 21 lifted a BlackBerry off of Monstroso's henchman and read the contract.
Yeah.
The Monarch signed away all his stuff as well.
Right. So just completely biffed it by just signing on the line without running over it. Classic lawyer trick. Or laziness, self-sabotage, any of that. Dr. Mrs. the Monarch compliments 21, and it's like, oh, you did good work, and like kind of hugs him around the shoulders, giving him a good, nice look down her cleavage. We get a flashback to young Gary finding a nudie mag in a puddle in the woods. There were going to be other flashbacks here to other formative breast experiences for Gary, but the episode was late, and it would have required more characters and more backgrounds. And like, no, you get one.
Yeah. Whenever I see woods porn, I'm happy because that was a real thing.
It was. It's all gone.
And I like the commentary, how they say it's always the scariest, nastiest stuff. It's like not normal porn. Yeah. And that was 100% true.
Yeah. It's like, this is not...
The woods is where you found penetration. Lots of it.
The woods was not a place for the idealized female form.
Nope. It was a piece of meat.
Yeah.
It was by far just the most primal thing you could do.
Difficult for a 10-year-old to process.
Yeah,
I just about said that all the woods porn is gone. Like, all of my woods time is on trails now. There are a couple of trails around here. Yeah, you gotta find it out there. So I haven't, it's been a while since I've done like childhood woods exploring, like walking up and down creek beds and stuff.
Yeah, I seriously considered buying porn to seed the woods. As an adult, as a pay it forward kind of scenario.
No, you would get arrested for that, probably.
Well, if they found me. Like Johnny Porno Seed here, who's just dropping them like out of his bag. Like, I feel like I could probably plausibly deny that I had a leak in my porno bag. like when they put a can of yellow paint, you can find the stonecutters. Yeah, you put a leak in it. Yeah, somebody put a leak in my porno bag. I've just been dropping copies of Penetration magazine.
Porno.
Yeah. I just been dropping my copies of Labia Monthly.
Yeah, I'm sorry you tripped on my quarterly edition of Gape.
The Canoe Cram.
Oh God, I'm tapping out on that.
That's an old Onion joke.
Okay,
it was Boats and Goats magazine, which was about stuffing boats into the asses and vagina of goats.
Oh, no.
And it was like issue 42, Canoe Cram. It was just like this little side joke. Like it was very good. Old Onion stuff. Very funny. Where everything was a fucking slideshow, which is now.
Yeah. So it's just weird.
Yeah. Rusty's going to rent to Pete and Billy. They're saying they can't pay very much because they don't do very much, and he's trying to encourage them to get into super science. Quiz Boy and the Pink Pilgrim finally going to make it. Mm-hmm. Very cute. When they walk into the lab that they're going to rent them to, Sphinx is there. They've just been there the entire time.
Just walk right in on the hangar. Where they're at. I just the areas of this compound left to fester for criminal organizations or extra-legal organizations to hermit crab in. Yeah,
very good.
Over the commercial break, we get like a little time jump, and Rusty's confused, and we get the exposition. We've gotten a little bit of this elsewise, but just saying like, hey, aren't Sphinx the bad guys? Right? OSI, like, yeah, we destroyed the original Sphinx in the Pyramid Wars. But when Hunter and the others defected from the OSI, it was just pretty much the easiest way to get like costumes and names because it was all just sitting there.
Yeah. Which seems like it would cause a lot of confusion.
Yeah. This feels like a Marvel-y kind of thing to me. Where just like, an organization comes back. How many organizations have like butted off of the Avengers because the Avengers, they didn't like loose cannons. Then they had like plausible deniability, so we had to give you a villain name so we could like disavow you. Yeah,
there's like X-Force and stuff like that happens. Yeah. But they wouldn't just take up the bad guys' stuff. Like this reminds me of Blue Umbrella.
Oh,
and how much
yeah,
I hate freaking Blue Umbrella.
Yeah, from ours. You mean Wolfhound? You're not into that?
Hound Wolf.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I wish it was Wolfhound. It's Hound Wolf, dude. I would kill for Wolfhound.
Wolfhound would have been too legally actionable as opposed to the still legally actionable thing we got in RE8.
But again, just in a weird, like this writing tick I'm noticing with Doc Hammer, like this just feels kind of lazy to me, like as an explanation. Like, why would they just use the same uniform? Everyone they're going to run into thinks they're going to be the bad guys.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't, and like, yes, they get the compound, but they could slap a coat of paint on it. They don't have to call themselves Sphinx.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's weird.
Like once you accept the status quo, it becomes good. Like all the stuff with Sphinx, I really like.
Yeah.
But, whenever they're expositing in this, it's like over wordy things that should either be hand waves or shouldn't have happened.
Yeah. 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 So, we were suffocated by the red tape in the OSI. And Billy was like, oh, badass. Can I join? Hunter says, no, we're going to have me a memory wipe you. How's that metal high five taking you? Like how you liking that?
I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
He says. I also, I think it's either here or a little bit later where Pete's like, aren't you going to wipe my memory? And he's like, listen, if you had like half the spunk of that guy, we'd clean you dry, because again, Pete's a real underachiever. Pete doesn't do a whole lot.
Yeah. I like that Pete, the boys warrant a memory wipe ahead of Pete. Just Pete doesn't.
Yeah. Hank is more of a danger. Dean. I love Rusty is just, again, turns this to his advantage because he's a cold and caring jerk. He's like, oh, this solves my problems. Like, pay some back rent, fill out some forms. And Brock, like, tries to heart to him. He's like, we can't do this. We have to operate in the shadows. He's like, is that why you stink? He's like, no, ass. Like, we're doing real work.
Yeah.
And I've had this sacrifice where I've had to live close to the boys and not tell them that they're safe.
Yeah.
I would kill for a montage of Brock covertly taking out threats before Adrian found out about them.
Just moonlighting.
Yeah, just in his spare time, just like choking out Scorpion or whatever.
Yeah. It'd be neat. And the others list off their sacrifices. Hunter says, I have my pud removed and reattached. Shore Leave had to pretend to be a religious fanatic. Sky Pilot had to pretend to love Shore Leave. All of
Shore Leave is upset by this.
Yes.
And Cataly, I pretend to like having sex with you every night. Don't get enough Mile High. They get an intruder comes in. First it pops up on Rusty's watch. It says intruder alert. And then it just pans over this gigantic Sphinx that has also been in the room.
Yep.
Saying intruder at the front gate. The Sphinx has spoken.
I love
it so much.
Big glowing red eyes like Olmec from Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Very Olmec. It's great.
Oh gosh, I love Hunter's reaction. Just like, how much do you want for that watch of yours? Ours is way too creepy.
Yeah, very funny.
Oh man,
this is 21 breaking in, using his little butterfly boomerangs, triggering the turrets and stuff, and then he summons 24, like saying like, "Hey, disable the security." He can't do this. He's not a poltergeist, but he says at least scope it out. And he's like, I'll do it if you do that thing for a couple of my friends, like your parlor trick. He brings his friends, which are Speedy from season 1, good old Speedy, and then Woodrow Wilson,
horribly racist.
Yeah, absolutely. And this little parlor trick he can do is name the celebrity vanity perfumes.
Yep.
Woodrow Wilson's like, all right, Doc Compassion.
Yeah.
And he immediately knows who it is.
Yeah. And then he just rattles off other ones.
This is Doc just giving 21 something that he can do.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And like 21 doesn't even have like an explanation for it. He's just like, yeah, it's like they've all got him.
Yep. It's just real weird. So this wins 24 the bet. So they have to tell Helen of Troy how awesome he is. And he's going to go, scout things out. He tells 21 again, like, I can't do anything here. I might not even exist. Like, he's like, no, absolutely. Like you help me secure it. He's like, is that what happens? Or I help you feel secure enough to trust your intuition?
Yeah.
Which is going to be, who knows?
Yeah.
It's ambiguous.
But again, I like that idea. Just it is 21 finally unlocking his latent ability, his competence, right?
Yeah. And this ends with a real good touch towards my favorite 21 arc, which is him being a good guy.
Yes.
This gets erased in the later seasons, which I really, really like, but I don't specifically like 21 as much. Like I get that like being a vigilante is kind of him having both.
Yeah.
And then the fact that it ends with him just joining the guild, it kind of bums me out.
Yeah.
Or joining the council rather.
Yes. Yeah. So the Monarch is raging in the control room. He is going to take Monstroso in front of the council, but Dr. Mrs. the Monarch says, "Oh, double crosses are encouraged. You really don't have a leg to stand on with these guys."
Yeah. Yep. The Moppets come in and say 21 has gone rogue, and Dr. Mrs. the Monarch is like, "This is a good thing. We didn't tell him to do that. If he solves our problem, we can't be held culpable for it." The Monarch tells the Moppets to go wash the toilet, and they start to talk back, but Dr. Mrs. the Monarch backs them up.
Yeah.
She, and this is also very quick character development for Dr. Mrs. the Monarch being over the Moppets.
Yeah.
We did not see this happen or the inciting incident. I think the last time she interfaced with them was having them stop the Monarch in a town called Malice.
Yes.
So we have not seen this relationship change. It just happened off camera, basically.
Yeah. I mean, the last thing we saw pretty much was her feeding them under the table,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still kind of infantilizing them. So they got sick of the Moppets, and the fans never liked the Moppets.
Yeah.
So this is moving us towards writing the Moppets off.
Yes. So 21 runs into Brock on the compound, and this is, I didn't realize this until it was called out. This is a replay. This is an echo of an earlier scene where Brock, was like, "Oh, which one are you?" He pretends not to know him. But 21 has been waiting for this rematch for over a year. So this is like Christmas, my first BMX bike, and meeting the cast of Firefly all in one. And he goes full nerd rage, and he fights Brock, and he doesn't win, but he does a really good job.
Yeah, he puts up a respectable fight.
Yeah.
They say on the commentary, like, Brock could have dismantled him in a second, and just kind of doesn't.
Yeah.
But he's come a long way, because the thing that's shadowing is him doing the Star Wars kid meme dance with a lightsaber. When he bought the working lightsaber from the yard sale.
Yes.
Was the last time they met. We go back into Hunter and Rusty in the Sphinx compound. Rusty says, like, "Hey, will you help me with Monstroso?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're going to do this, but we're not going to do it cleanly. Like, we're not going to do it legally." Billy comes out of the mind wipe machine. This is where Pete says he's sad that his memory doesn't get wiped. And Hank and Dean happen to walk in, just looking for their dad. And Hunter's just like, "Is the washing machine still warm?" And I love Rusty's immediate, like, he's like, "Did that thing really works?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then he's immediately decides to fuck with them.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you boys about your mother, or that you're both clones?
Sadistic.
Yeah.
So nighttime, 21 wakes up 24 wakes up 21.
Yeah.
Where Brock has knocked him out.
Yeah.
Here. And Brock's like, you did all right. 21 thought he was going to do better because of the smell. Again, a running joke that doesn't really pay off.
Yeah, he thought that
like
Brock
them
grabbed
smelling
himself.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't go anywhere.
Nope.
21 says that he's here to stop Monstroso, and Brock's like, "Oh, well, you don't want to ambush him here. If you want to be hero, you have to think bigger than ambush."
Yeah.
And them teaming up is really cute to me. We cut over to the office here, where 21 walks in dressed as a Jedi.
Yeah, because that's that is what he thinks you do when you're going to confront somebody. This is where we get the shtick with the doorknob that is not there.
Yeah, no joke.
No joke. Just
he's turning a doorknob the wrong way.
Yeah,
just a little bit of business.
Yeah, and he tries to do the Jedi mind trick to get Monstroso to tear up the contract. Monstroso has none of it. He presses the silent alarm, but 21 and Brock have taken out all the henchmen. Right?
Yeah, you're looking for your henchmen. Well, I put them to bed. Don't wake them up. It'd be rude. Like 21 getting to be a badass here. Monstroso puts on his little hood and stands up, and he's like, "Okay, you want to do this? We'll do this." And he's twice his size, but then Brock comes in to team up with him.
Yeah, not anymore.
And then we don't see the fight.
Nope.
That's where it cuts to credits.
We get the freeze frame. Yeah.
Yep. We do get to see the aftermath in the post credits, where Brock is sitting in the Venture compound eating cereal at the kitchen table, covered in blood. Hank comes down to get a glass of water and says goodnight to Brock without realizing anything is amiss until he goes, Brock, and then we get our world leaders entertainment thing.
Yeah. Ah, man, I'm so happy for Hank that he gets to have Brock back. Yeah.
I like all the pieces that got moved in this episode. I am happy about where they end up, and I'm happy about half of the moves. And then there's a lot of stuff that is mildly irritating to me in this episode. Yeah. Not a big deal. Again, it's a C by by standards of the Venture Brothers. It but it is a little bit disappointing. Yeah. To me.
Yeah. But it's just like the most satisfying thing for me is to see 21 kind of coming into his own. Getting him to a better place in his arc, even though he is still talking to a skull. He is pulling the alas poor Yorick thing, as the Monarch calls it.
Yeah. It's moving that plot that is not new. Like we've done the last episode that Doc did, that Return to Malice one, also has 21 coming into his own. Yeah. As the general in the cantina. Like it feels like this just kind of does some stuff we've seen before to me. Like, I wonder if this is a function of them writing episodes separately.
Possibly.
Where like they're not really taking into account that some of the character work has already been done, or not doing it because they assume the other person has done it. So we end up with like Dr. Mrs. the Monarch turning on a dime against the Pupae twins, and we end up just kind of really having 21 get...
kind of having the same realizations over and over again.
Yeah, like we did that already. It's fun. I like it. Yeah, I like 21. I like Competent 21. We've just done it before. So it ends up being a weird episode. Yeah. I like Monstroso. I like what they do with him in the next half of the season and everything. Like, good stuff's coming, but this is kind of a disappointing finale, I think, which makes sense as it wasn't planned as one. Yeah. Yeah. So, we'll be back next time with the start of the second half
of the Diving Bell and the Butter Glider. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of good episodes going on in the second half. This is where you get Everybody Comes to Hanks, Bright Lights, Dean City. Lots of good stuff. Second half. And then Operation Prom, which is maybe my favorite season finale.
It's very good.
From the show. If you like the show, head on over to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv and kick us some dollars.
Yeah, get episodes a week early and get access to a whole bunch of bonus content. Gonna let you know if you're gonna write in for the season wrap up. There is a button at duckfeed.tv/contact. Just press the orb button there and then write that in. You can write that anytime during any of the seasons, but please keep your thoughts related to the season at hand. Is all that we ask. Yes.
Yeah, it would be good. And that's basically about it, right?
Think so. Tell your friends. Come back next time. Yeah.
Until next time,
go Team Venture.